What's going on, guys? We are going to take a look at the shorter patch notes for New World. This is like another patch note section they brought out in the recent articles, just talking about what they have going on, the major footnotes, the major headers that are important to this patch that just came out today. So I could do the whole patch notes, but there's so many bug fixes in there and so many changes to weapons. You guys can just check that out. I have a link to this in the description, which will lead you to the patch notes. It's right here in this May release notes. But with that said, let's go ahead and jump into this. It says, greetings, adventurers. New World's Arenas update. Downtime will begin for all regions at 5 a.m. It's already ready, so we can skip that part. Players can start their personal PvP quests for rewards as part of the May update. Check out our full breakdown of the May release notes for more information on the new arena modes, expedition mutators, Varangian Knights quest chain PvP rewards track, and a whole host of other updates. Here's a brief overview for you to learn more about some of the key additions. So we got the 3v3 player versus player arenas in there now, and I kind of wonder if it's going to be more towards a PvP oriented, like are they going back to that PvP roots in the game? Because they did add a lot of things to help out PvP players. They had the PvP salt, they had a PvP rewards track, and just making it so I guess PvP is like the real end game of New World, where the PvE mode is really just getting to the end game so you can do PvP. That's what I kind of feel like it's at right now, but we'll kind of go ahead and jump in and see this. So 3v3 player versus player arenas says step into the arena to test your skills against other combatants. 3v3 arenas are a new small-scale PvP game mode where teams of 3 can face off for fame, glory, and riches. You might even win a few unique housing items, because everybody needs those unique housing items. Each arena match is a best-of-5 contest. Fight to be the first team to win 3 rounds and secure the match for your team. Rounds are 2 minutes long, but if the battle lingers, a deadly ring of fire will push players to the center of the arena, forcing combatants to engage or die. Players level 20 and above can queue for 3v3 arenas by opening the modes menu, allowing on-demand PvP gameplay from anywhere in Aeternum. If players need a brief introduction to what the arena is, they can speak to the fight promoter Maximus Marcellus in Everfall. Pretty interesting that the fight promoter is named Maximus. That's kind of like a Roman name, like the gladiator names. And we look in the world map that we had the other day, that a few months ago. Looks like Romans are like the inspiration for the future content coming out in these desert sands. With that said, the added some new expedition mutators. This is some of your PvE content that they added in here, along with the Varangian Knights. So for the mutators, it says return to the depths and face a brand new challenge for a in-game reward. So the depths is now part of the weekly expedition mutator rotation. In addition, 3 new mutation types have been added to the pool for a total of 27 new combinations. So now we have Overgrown, Barbaric, and Fiendish. Overgrown focuses on nature damage and resistance, and adds effects like Toxic, a pool which tracks down players, and Compost, which turns trash into healing areas for their allies. Barbaric focuses on physical damage, adds Berserk, an enrage effect, and Shattering, which deals stamina damage. And then Fiendish is curses that focus on the nocturnal. So it's going to add Weary, which will weaken players with Rend, making them vulnerable with Slow. It also features Blood Offering, which stacks damage over time. My fault, it weakens players with Rend, and then it makes them vulnerable with Slow. So there's 2 things, Rend and Slow. For the Varangian Knights, we're on episode 2. I kind of wish they kind of made Varangian Knight content in-game content instead of middle game or beginning game content, because not a lot of people are going to start new players and to do this, and they kind of made it for new players to jump in, but I just feel like there's more content for them to do when they get to the end of the game instead of making it more in the middle of the game, because right now people that are like level 60 are looking for some challenging content to do that's beyond mutators and dungeons, that are actually just kind of like some more PvE story, if they're kind of interested in that storyline. And this is saying continue the story of the Varangian Knights and their conquest for power. I have a video up on that also if you guys want to check that out. Players will encounter 4 new Varangian enemies in this episode: the Crusher, Spearman, Hound, and Mage. Find Abigail Rose just outside a new Varangian camp at Sorcerer's Delve in Everfall to start the episode 2 quest chain. Recommended for players level 25 to 30. PvP enthusiasts can gain more insight into the PvP rewards track below. Players looking for specific balance updates, AI improvements, and bug fixes can instead explore every single release note, including the PvP rewards track on our dedicated release page. So we're not going to jump into that, but we will look at this emblems and rewards that you get. And so as you get 5 tracks completed, you get the PvP Hellion title, 20 tracks completed, PvP Beast, 50 tracks completed, PvP Maestro, 100 tracks completed, PvP Legend, and 200 tracks completed, PvP Deity. And I'm assuming you got to do a lot of PvP. Looks like you're going to get Umbral Shards, an emote, some Gypsum, some currency, some Salt Vials, and some prestige equipment, some special named equipment, a whole bunch of cool things that you'll get for joining up in these tracks. So if you're into PvP and if you're not into PvP, this is really a good time to check it out, get into it. You can do PvP just wandering around the world. It counts for all of that stuff, the reward tracks, the PvP quests from your vendors, the faction vendors, the OSPR. I think I said that right. And the arenas, like all PvP activities, count towards this PvP rewards track. So it is something good for everybody to just jump in and do, and it's built into the game free, no extra money to try out. Just check it out. Whether you strive to stand out in wars, carry your team against the odds in Outpost Rush, or counter nearly every weapon combination in arenas, our new PvP reward track encourages players to strive for special prizes. New gear, weapons, emotes, and more will serve as motivation for players to boldly tackle all forms of PvP, including open world centric activities like faction missions, capturing forts, and killing other flagged players. Each PvP mode will now grant players a new type of XP and a new PvP currency called Azoth Salt. PvP XP increases your progress on the PvP reward tracks, while Azoth Salt can be exchanged for specific rewards. Every PvP activity will earn you progress, so play your favorite. You'll earn a generous Azoth Salt bonus for every 10k character XP you earn in the open world while flagged. XP earned while in sanctuaries is not included. So they asked the question, how exactly does this new reward system work? When you hit certain PvP XP thresholds set at 2,000, 5,000, and 10,000, a notification will inform you that you've unlocked checkpoints 1, 2, and 3 respectively, and at each checkpoint, 3 potential rewards will roll and 1 can be purchased using Azoth Salt. And this is where the fun starts. So here's a picture of the tracks. You can see how it's set up, where it's at. There's a new PvP tab. It's showing you how many tracks are completed. This person in this image has 100 tracks completed. And then it says choose up to 1 item per checkpoint to purchase with Azoth Salt. So here's your checkpoints as you reach through the checkpoints 1, 2, and 3. And it looks like you get to choose whether you want some small Superos potion pack or a medium bundle of coins. You can get a new piece of gear, some pants, it looks like, or coins. And there's a new emote down there, or some gear. I feel like probably the emote would probably be the best way to go. And you can see what the Azoth Salt image looks like, and they have 8,600 Azoth Salt. The PvP rewards track contains all sorts of dedicated rewards, including armor, trinkets, weapons, emotes, and perk items that all buy on pickup and are not available anywhere else in the game. There's also other awesome prizes like gypsum, umbral shards, potion packs, and currency bundles along with some Azoth Salt vials to boost your coffers. If you choose not to purchase any prizes with Azoth Salt, you will receive a small amount of extra Azoth Salt instead. Once a reward in each checkpoint is purchased or Azoth Salt is claimed, your PvP reward track will rank up and the checkpoints reset to begin your next rotation. As your rank increases, more great prizes become available. You can even earn in-game achievements and titles by hitting predefined PvP rank milestones. These milestones can go from steel, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, to star medal. Rest assured, if you reach the very top, you can still keep the prizes flowing by cycling through the checkpoints, even once you hit the max level of the PvP rewards track. So even when you hit the max level, which is, they say star medal, which is right here, you can still keep going through the PvP rewards track and buying things, which is pretty cool. So you're not actually going to hit the end if you want to keep earning rewards. Typically, you will find most valuable items on the 3rd checkpoint. However, there are plenty of exceptions. For example, umbral shards can roll on any checkpoint. Gypsum orbs can roll on checkpoint 2 or 3. Currency bundles can roll on all notches, although the biggest yields are found on the 3rd checkpoint. Perk potions packs can only be rolled on checkpoint 1 and 2. In addition, each checkpoint has dedicated types of equipment. For instance, 1 has hand and feet armor, 2 has leg and trinkets and weapons, and 3 has head, chest, and weapons and emotes. Rolled prices will be suitable to where the player is in their level progression. That means the equipment you roll will have gear scores that should be useful to you. The potions offered will be at the appropriate tier for you to use, and currency packs will increase based on your player level as well as your rank. In addition, we have added a system where a weapon is rolled. There is roughly a 50% chance it will be a type that you actively have equipped in either slot, including shields. At tier 5, rolls will respect your expertise level and can roll up to 600 gear score. Here are the equipment tier rewards by player level. So tier 2 is going to be from 0 to 19. Tier 3 will be 20 to 39. Tier 4 will be 40 to 59. And Tier 5 will be level 60. All types of dedicated PvP weapons and armor can be rolled right from the start. This gear will roll its perks from custom-made perk buckets. These buckets have been curated to give more of the desirable perks and stat bonuses, including the new PvP perks listed below. After 5 rotations, the named fixed stats variant of this equipment unlocks. This equipment has between 2 to 5 perks, depending on tier, and have been crafted to be competitive. Once you have completed your 20th rotation, the prestige equipment will become available. These have a mixture of predefined and rolled perks, but more the rarer versions of these roll at 600 gear score regardless of your expertise level. You need to be level 60 to qualify, of course. So here we go right here. We've got a picture of Conscript Sword, Long Sword, which is a tier 5, and costs 4,000 assault. And this is how it looks like when you're buying something. It's kind of cool looking sword though. So there are going to be some PvP perks. There's new PvP perks that says Penetrating Backstab, PvP only. Backstab penetrate 10% of a player's armor. There's Penetrating Headshot, which headshots penetrate 7% of a player's armor. There's Fractured Rend, where breaking a player inflicts rend, reducing damage absorption by 12% for 4 seconds. Purifying Crits, critical hits remove 1 buff from a player with a cooldown of 10 seconds. Exhausted Exploitation, hits against exhausted targets inflict slow, reducing movement speed by 15% for 4 seconds. Cannot retrigger on the same target. It's pretty interesting to see when a target is exhausted. I don't think you can see other people's stamina bars, so you're going to have to kind of watch. Normally when you see that break happen, they're kind of low and they can't really dodge. I guess that's when you know they're exhausted, and then you'll be able to inflict slow on them. It's very specific. You gotta hope you can get somebody to that it can work on, I guess. Alacritus Punishment deals 8% damage to players with haste. That's very specific. Sturdy Fortification, blocking attacks add a stack of 4% Fortify on self for each blocked hit, max stack 5. Shirking Heals, after successfully dodging an attack, heal for 100 health. Each armor piece with this perk adds a stack. There's Siege Ward, which receives 6% less damage from siege weapons. Mortal Empowerment, player kills grant a persistent 1% damage bonus that lasts until downed, death, or game mode exit. Duration refreshes on reapplication. It stacks up to 30 times and cannot be cleansed. So that is pretty crazy. It says duration refreshes, but it doesn't tell you what the duration is. So I'm kind of curious to know what that is, because right now it just seems like it stays on you, which is pretty crazy. Invigorated Punishment, ability deal 3% bonus damage per buff on target with a cap of 8. Shirking Empower, after successfully dodging an attack, obtain Empower, increasing damage dealt by 4% for 10 seconds. Refreshes when new stack is applied, stacks 4 times. That is pretty crazy as well. If you find your equipment isn't rolling on your favorite PvP perk, don't worry. Inside each type of potion pack, you will find 2 perk crafting items, which will allow you to craft some bespoke PvP gear just the way you like it. Go forth, adventurer, bring glory to your name. And that is the update that they have. This is really the main focus of this latest patch that just came out for New World. Like I said, there are a lot of bug fixes, a lot of weapon changes that they had happen, and you're gonna feel that the game feels a lot different than before. They really made it so you can't, when you're swinging weapons next to people, that it's easier to hit them. They changed how the bow plays a lot, with being able to cancel attacks on a lot of weapons and stuff like that. So check it out. Go deeper into this. Like I said, I'll have a link in the description so you can check this out, and this has a link to the actual patch notes if you want to go further and deeper into it. That said, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.